Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I'm just doing a quick little installation with this air scoop that goes on this box right here to allow the engine to pull in more cold air, which cools it down. So it looks really good too. That's why I'm excited to do this. So I just wanted to give you a quick little video on how to install it, because there's only like 2 things you need to do, but I'll show you how to do that. So I have the air scoop right here. I already painted it black to match the bike, so I'm letting it dry real quick, but it doesn't take that long to do so. But if you're looking at it, you can see that it has 1, 2, 3 screws. 3 holes for the screws to go into. But as you see here, there are no holes where the screws go. So to do that, you need to pull off this fan box here, and there's 1 8mm bolt here, and there's 2 Phillips heads. So 3 bolts to get this thing off. Alright, so now that you have your fan shroud off, the thing you want to make sure of, and which I need to test real quick, is how far those screws go back into this fan shroud, because you do not want those screws that you decide to put in here to hit this fan back here. That would be bad. So it looks really tight. Looks like there's not much room, but we're gonna size it up and see. I got these little baby screws over here. So these are the screws you're looking at to get. I picked these up from the hardware store for about 35 cents, but you only need it about that big, because if you look at the air scoop here on top of the shroud, you want it pointed towards the direction that the air is going to be sucked into the engine. So these 2 bolts up here bolts on to the front of it. So you want the air scoop pointing this way so that the air can get shoved and sucked into it like that. So you just want to get it set on top of this, because the screws are going around 1, 2, 3 here, and the inside of the fan goes around like this. So it doesn't look like I'm worried about hitting anything, which is good. So what you need to do here is, once you get it where you want it, so I'm gonna position mine right, I want it to be lined up. I'm real particular about details, so I want this to be lined up good. And you want to make sure that you give it enough room for the screws to go into itself. So I'm gonna try to push it back as far as I can, something right there. So from here, you just want to take a marker, get your marker out, and mark those holes, doop, 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 so you know where to put them at. Once you got your marks marked, you can see I have one right there, one right there, and one right there. You're going to take your screws right here, and I'm just going to do it this way because it's easy. And you're just going to put it onto the screwdriver and kind of just guide it in there real quick and get that hole started on all 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Once you got those holes out and ready to go, just put your screws in through the shroud to make sure it all fits together. I already did that, and it does. And if you look at the back here, these screws barely stick out, so that's good too. But there's no issue or worry about it running into the fan from here. But another thing to do, so you make sure it has a tight seal, is not only do you want to put those screws in, you want to get some like rubber cement, super glue, or gasket maker, anything like that to put around this edge here to really seal it to this air shroud here. Now, if you really want to make sure that it's on there, you want to take that same rubber sealant or whatever you're using and go around these edges here and seal the cracks as best as you can around the sides, especially where the screws are at, so it gets a proper seal. Because you're just making this one whole unit so you don't have to take off this fan again. You know, I'm basically permanently sealing this as one whole piece. All right, so once you let everything dry and get sealed together, you're good to go, man. You just want to put her on there. Make sure she lines back up nice and smooth. and you're done. That's it. Simple as that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this back off and I'm gonna paint the whole thing black, because even those little chrome bolts, just, I can see it, I don't like it. But that's it, man, pretty easy. Looks good, changes it up a whole lot. Yeah, that's a nice look, man. But this isn't a hard project. You know, it only cost 20 bucks. I paid $20 from this from a local shop. So you can find them on Amazon really cheap too, for 15, 20 bucks. Same thing. Easy installation, adds a whole lot to the bike. It's gonna help out a whole lot with sucking in the colder air to the engine to keep it cool. Definitely worth this. So that was easy. This was a really easy job to do. I'm glad I did that. It looks good. It's gonna perform better. So it's a win-win, and you know, it's cheap to do as well. Everything is cheap with these things. But that variator is coming. I'm really happy about that. I got a Pony50 variator coming that's gonna allow the transmission to ramp up easier. That's happening on Wednesday, but I'm gonna build it probably Thursday or Friday. But I'm getting it soon. So within the next couple days, I'll release a video about that Pony50 variator. That's gonna add a whole lot. I'm excited about that. But this is something you can do yourself. This is probably one of the easiest modifications I've done on this bike. But it looks real good. I'm really pleased about how it turned out. So I'm getting that variator. I got a lot of ideas coming. So this isn't done yet. Like I said, this build it's a build. I don't know when I'm gonna stop this thing. So until next time, guys. Oh, there's a few of you out there too, by the way, real quick, who had some good video ideas about just a general guide to a step-by-step how to modify your bike to get what you want, the things that you need to do in sequence to get the performance that you're looking for. I'll release a video soon here for that as well. So there's a lot of ideas happening. There's a lot of modifications going down with this bike still, and I have a lot of ideas to help you guys out regarding your bike. So I'll be here. This bike is here. Till next time, guys.